Warrior 2026 is the year. We're going to keep saying it like a broken record of holding big tech accountable, making online safe for children, for all people, but especially our kids. I want to tell you some really great news that just happened yesterday. The Defiance Act. The Defiance Act passed in the Senate and now it goes on to the House for a full vote. What you may ask is the Defiance Act, and it unanimously passed in the Senate, and it would allow victims of deep fakes. Remember, we're sitting on this AI landscape right now. So many fakes. Even now, when I read an article and see a picture, I'm like, is this true? I have to vet it even further, and you should do that too. Is this picture real? Is this video real? You can't tell. So it's a very difficult landscape we're in right now. But the Defiance Act would allow the victim to sue whoever creates this non-consensual, sexually explicit deep fake for a minimum. The lawsuit will be a minimum of $150,000. Now remember, money talks, right? So when you hit somebody in the wallet, usually that makes a difference. So this is a tremendous step forward in the protection of especially our kids. But the Defiance Act, as I said, is now headed to the House, where leadership failed to bring it to the floor last session. So we'll see what goes on with that. They're really, that House, I don't know what's going on there. Delay is the way with them because, our Kids Online Safety Act, they did the same thing. Passed in the Senate 91-3, went over to the House side, and it sat and collected dust until right before Thanksgiving when they said, okay, we're going to go, right after Thanksgiving, we're going to lump this in with all these other child pieces of legislation, and we're going to remove the duty of care. So basically, Kids Online Safety Act was watered down to, doesn't really matter. It sounds good. Got a bunch of bills, 18 of them, going to address child safety, but when it comes down to it, not holding big tech responsible. So this for the Defiance Act, I hope nothing going over to the House side is done to it that was done to the Kids Online Safety Act. But there's a momentum around this issue as advocates push for Google and Apple to ban Grock, right? Recently, Grock is, everybody's using Grock, and it's taking people's clothes off. You can just put somebody's picture in, remove their clothes. And everybody wants something like this banned from the App Store. Doesn't that just make sense? But because big tech has no responsibility, accountability, nobody's forcing them. They hide behind Section 230 of the CDA, Communications Decency Act. Why should they? So they continue to push out this sexually explicit content, and this chatbot is the one that allowed to create these nude images of very intimate people, including even Princess Kate in the UK, no clothes on. So you're next. So let me just say that if Grock is doing this, and Grock is part of, Elon Musk, and could have fooled me because I thought he was all for kind of child safety and talking up and out about it. But what is going on here? So let's just talk about how Elon Musk responded to this. On January 3rd, the official account, the safety team at X, right, posted a brief statement saying anyone using or prompting Grock to make illegal content will suffer the same consequences as if they upload illegal content. It's kind of murky there because not too many are suffering anything right now. So it remains to be seen, but just a couple of days ago, January 9th, it appears X moved the image generation capabilities of Grock behind a paywall. So they didn't even get rid of it. Now they're making money from it. What the heck is going on here? Sexual exploitation, is that a premium service now? I'm really not confused about this one because the bottom line, as I crassly always say, is profit over people. They will try, and they are, and doing anything. So what are we going to do here? So they're still abusing women. They're still creating this fake imagery, and Senator Dick Durbin, one of the co-sponsors of the Senate version of the Defiance Act, cited this scandal, and he said, you know what? They haven't even responded to me when I reached out to them. That's the thing with these big tech platforms. When kids have been harmed, and even when they go to their parents to report it, and parents go to report it to the platform, nobody answers them. Or if they do answer them, we've heard this a lot, months later, it's this is not a violation of our community standards. So legislation is critical. Anytime we can say minimum of $150,000. I understand a lot of, I was talking to a lawyer recently. I said, why aren't there more lawsuits? Although, buckle up, there are a lot of lawsuits against online platforms beginning this month in January, going through February. Groundbreaking lawsuits against platforms, social media harming kids. And, she very correctly pointed out to me that why would, when right now everything's in favor of big tech, they're getting away with everything, right? I mean, unimaginable, harming our kids. We have proof. We have parents that come forward. We have kids who come forward who've been harmed, those who haven't committed suicide. And she explained to me, why would a law firm or a lawyer take on going against these big, powerful tech platforms? You have to lay out so much money to fight them. So I said, that's a simple answer. It makes so much sense to me. But once these lawsuits get going this month and next, I know that with all this proof of how they harmed these platforms, kids, others will sign on. And my favorite thing to say is it will snowball and more will come on board. We just need one win in that area. Interesting, that this legislation is completely critical because this is reckless misconduct. If any of this online behavior happened in real life, that person or persons would go to jail. So why is it allowed a free-for-all online? Especially, we have to readjust the way we're thinking in 2026. This is the world now, online. So readjust the thinking. How do we hold those online responsible? So the Defiance Act was introduced right here by New York's Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and she is a Democrat from my home state of New York, and also from Laurel Lee, a Republican from Florida. And they have both consistently been talking about this and brought this attention to the forefront because they've both been targets. They've experienced this deep fake abuse. So it's no coincidence that many of the women are championing all of this because many women, we've all been abused online, right here, right? So last year we did have the Take It Down Act, which outlaws both real and computer-generated non-consensual intimate imagery. Platforms will be required to implement a process to remove non-consensual intimate images within 48 hours. So we did that in May. That was very hopeful. The Warriors were very proud to be at the White House for the signing of this groundbreaking legislation. And the Take It Down Act empowers courts and district attorneys to take action. And it is meant to empower survivors who they can decide whether they want to take these perpetrators to court. So the most empowering thing you can do is giving survivors a voice, giving them options, making them part of all of this. So we want the Defiance Act signed into law. And it's not only about recouping the damages, the money from this emotional harm, this trauma, that people have to understand. It just doesn't go away. It's with you for your life. But it's the very, kind of tangible cost of dealing with this kind of abuse, the mindset, the damage again psychologically, how that fits into your family dynamic, how it fits into your relationship dynamic. So both the Defiance Act and the Take It Down Act were introduced after AI generated sexually explicit images of Taylor Swift went viral. Does everybody remember that? January 2024. So that's 2 years ago. So we've got work to do, but I'm saying the pendulum is swinging, and I think we need to give ourselves a little more credit. I think we need to just keep talking every single day about these issues because in one way or the other, they all affect you, me, kids, relatives, friends, neighbors, you name it, and we're not going to stand for it. We're going to speak up, we're going to speak out, and we're going to come together. So we've got two good things: Take It Down Act, Defiance Act, Kids Online Safety Act, we are fighting tooth and nail for. And you know what? House.gov, Senate.gov. I'll put some stuff in the body of this video so you can follow along with the links. Contact who represents you. We the people. Remember, they work for us. And demand, I shouldn't say demand, I should say urge them to protect all vulnerable people. Honor our hashtag Community Creates Change. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel Hit the little bell so you're notified about videos. I know it's very strange because about 72% of you watching aren't subscribed to the channel. It's free. It helps us out. Please subscribe, because the more we get for subscriptions like that, the more we'll get into the algorithms. Oh, that word, algorithms. Onto that super highway on YouTube. And you know, and I know, the information we talk about at the Warriors is not that popular. So let's make it popular in 2026. I'm determined, but I need all of you. I need every single warrior out there. Also, we'll be putting up shortly Warrior Wednesday from WABC Radio with Lionel from the other side of midnight. And we talked about just this topic that is very hot right now about Australia being the leader. Who thought? Australia, when they announced December 10th that they are having no children on social media under the age of 16. And why that's so important, because there have been a lot of whispers about this. Other countries wanting to do something, but nobody was taking the lead, too afraid of the power and the money behind big tech. But now that Australia did it, you got a slew of countries, from Malaysia to France to Denmark to Switzerland, all following suit, all in the process of enacting or haven't acted. I'll say in the process, because Australia, it was just a month ago, December 10th, started this. Where's the United States? Because if we had that hard line, we wouldn't have to worry about something that even worries me, this age verification. And for your child to go on a platform, it's been thrown around, you upload your government ID, and no, it makes it too hard. Just like no kids, no drinking, no driving, all of that stuff. Same way for big tech, for these social media platforms. Nobody under the age of 16. Removes the parent from any of this, right? Makes it easier. We all are following the same direction. We're not all over the place, piecemeal. And it's about time that we do this. So follow along for updates. You can always write to us, Lynn at lynswarriors.org. Remember, our children, our future American adults, our future American leaders. There is a critical war going on. And you know where the war is? Right here in the United States, online for our children. Wherever the kids are, so are the predators. So join us. And let's wake up each and every day and go out there and be a warrior.